Welcome back to Gun the Gear Network, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to bring you segment 2 today of the FJ Cruiser Bug Out Series vehicle build on the 52-inch light bar that I did video 1 the other day. And I showed the brackets and kind of how they work, and I want to discuss this final video. I'm going to show everything and kind of how it all tied in and my thoughts on it. And I've got the light bar in now and I've got it installed, and it's a real simple install, and I'll show you that. I ran into I don't say problems, but I'll tell you how to overcome some little issues that I came up with here, and if you decide to do this. Let me say this: for the money, I think it's hard to beat this setup. You're looking at probably 150, 60 bucks or less. Kind of shop around on eBay for the best vendor, because I'm pretty sure they're basically all close to the same, but I did see some minor differences, and we'll discuss that as the video goes. If you look, I'm going to kind of give you an overview of how it looks on the truck here. And it follows the curve of the window very nice. Now let me say that this thing is super bright. I mean, it lights up very well. I mean, it's amazing how bright this thing really is. So got in the light bar, like I said, if you watch the other video, I wound up buying the brackets and the light bar separate from actually 2 different vendors. My mistake, kind of an accident doing that, but the brackets that I got in, I'm pretty sure they're the same from all the vendors, but I could be wrong. Nice quality, heavy duty, and they're nice, and they mount into your existing holes where your roof rack is. The light bar itself, I'll give you, see if you can see that in the video. It is Autofeel, A-U-T-O-F-E-E-L is the name on mine. Kind of take that with a grain of salt, because I'm pretty sure these things are all pretty much made close to, you know, around the same standards. When you buy the cheaper eBay lights, just put it, maybe they put a different name on them. Now mine did come. It's got 2 different mounting holes here. It's got one here and then one a little bit lower. And what I found was I originally had it on this bottom hole, so that raised this up just a little bit. And what I found was I didn't like the look. There was a pretty big gap between the here and the top of the FJ. So I lowered it down, and it actually cut down on wind noise. When it was up, it actually whistled when you're driving at certain speeds. Now I don't hear a whistle at all. So it's actually fairly quiet in the grand scheme of having stuff on top of your FJ. Now, this right here comes, I don't know, it's not proprietary, but it has like a little anti-theft bolt here. What it is basically like an Allen type bolt with just a little bitty protrusion or nipple in the middle that you have to have a special tool to get in there to turn it, so people just can't grab, you know, a standard wrench or something and take it off, you know, and steal it from you. So that's nice, but the problem was the little tool that they send you, it comes with some different mounting brackets and all that. It comes with the hardware, and this is stainless. The tool they sent was pretty cheap, so I couldn't get this tight. So luckily I actually had one of these that would fit. That was a good quality little bit piece that I'd bought in a little big set. I think I got it at Christmas or something, but anyway, it worked out fine. And like I said, they give you all the attachment points as far as your screws and bolts and everything. But I'm going to come up here on top and I'm going to show you a little trick that I did. Let me get the key out so it'll stop beeping. Alright, so if you look, it's got this one wire. I'm going to show you what I used, because I think this is a pretty easy way. If you want to go to, I got this, I think, at Advance or AutoZone, one of those. And Hopkins is a pretty well-known company that does a lot of stuff. I bought this in the trailer section, where you buy all your trailer wiring and lights and all that. And it's basically just a little 2-prong. Now when you get it, it's actually one continuous piece, and you have to cut it in half. But if you look down here, it's a pretty simple, just unplugs. So if I ever have a problem with this light, I don't have to recreate kind of doing everything. So I would just buy another one of these and take this end and mount it to this. Now if you look, I used 2 crimps. I forget what they're called. They're little minor blue, but they come in different colors. Put the wire in one end and you crimp it with a special tool and a little wire tool, and then I shrink wrapped everything so it's nice and waterproof and all that. So I like shrink wrapping. It just gives it a nice cleaner fit. So if you look, then you just plug it in there, and there it is. Your ground wire I attached here, so keep that in mind. That's the way I did mine. Then the lead hot wire just goes down through the edging of this molding here, down in through the A-pillar and into the car that way. That kind of give you an idea what it looks like from up here. I'm going to cut it on. It's hard to see in the daylight. The problem with this thing, trying to film it at night, and I started to do that, give you some footage of it at night. The problem with that is this thing is so bright, you wouldn't be able to really see anything. But it's crazy bright. Even in the daylight, I'm having to squint my eyes to try looking at it. But if you guys are looking for an inexpensive way to add some lights to your FJ, this right here would be my recommendation. Now, on these lights, one thing I noticed on these light bars, that some of them come with this, some don't. And this one, if you can see it right here, that is a release valve. So you take this off. So let's say you get moisture in your lens. They say take this off and turn the lights on for a little while, and the water will, this right here helps the water evaporate if it would ever get moisture inside of it. So I like that feature because, you know, probably getting these things 100% waterproof sealed, probably pretty tough. And I guess over time seals are going to kind of shrink and things like that anyway. So like this one back here that I did, it occasionally gets a little moisture in it. And you can, if you look, there's no moisture in it now. I just turn the light on and usually most of it burns out, goes away. And it doesn't have one of those release valves. But I like that one that I just bought that has that little vapor release. But if you look, it hugs the edge up in here nice and tight. I'll be honest with you, this is not my favorite lighting system. But because I don't like the gap between there and there, and I actually debated on taking this off, taking something, some type of way to cut this uniform and around to mimic this, but put it back here, and then bring this back here a little tighter to the rack. But I thought, nah, it's all right. So I was going to tell you about a problem I ran into. So what happened was I'd already mounted the brackets like I showed in that other video. So when I went to put the light on, the problem was I couldn't get the angle. These are pretty straight and this bar is curved, so I couldn't get the angle correct. I got one side attached, went to the other side, and I couldn't get it tight because the angle of the bolt was too far off to one side. So what I did was I had to loosen everything, loosen these and loosen that other side, and then kind of tie it all in together that way. Once I got the other side mounted of the light bar onto the bracket, then I was able to tighten everything up. If you remember me also talking in that other video, I mentioned the oblong holes that are on this bracket. Well, I think that's what helps and why they do that, because they know that you can't do it the other way without the little oblong holes to have that play of movement to get everything mounted correctly. But yeah, guys, it's solid, and you know, it doesn't really move around a whole lot or anything, and I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest with you. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. I just wanted to kind of share this new upgrade with you, and kind of what what I had going on with the lighting system, I did wind up selling off the air dam that I debated on putting some LED lights in it, but I kind of like this okay now. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below. I'll be glad to help you out. If you want, I'll go ahead and post some vendors that I bought everything from down below, and you can, if you decide you want to duplicate this, you can. And but anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll bring another video shortly. Have a great day.